The Sheepdog Society is a continuing education for your personal firearm and self-defense needs in between your live training events. What the Sheepdog Society does is to provide you an online, on-demand resource center where you can pull training and information, skill and drills to improve what you're going after, whether it be gear improvements, skill building, personal improvements, and so on. The Sheepdog Society is not to be used as a replacement to live training. There is absolutely nothing that can take the place of you actually putting the Whackmaster 5000 in your hand, pressing out and pulling the trigger, feeling the recoil, feeling the adrenaline rush, having your knees shake, and then seeing the reaction of the target based on what you did to that gun to make it do what it did. However, when we leave that live fire training environment, we have so much emotion and so much knowledge and desire, whether to enhance our gear, to better ourselves, what to look for in ammunition, does our firearm work, what's my grip, how is my stance, so on and so forth. You know exactly what I'm talking about because I'm the same way, right? We have all this information and it's flowing through us. That is the critical moment where what we retain has to transfer to what we comprehend. Now let me explain. Inside that live training environment, you were probably on some type of range with some type of rules that allowed you to do X but not Y. Real life, though, is a two-way range, and there really are no rules to the bad guy. If he doesn't care about murdering you, he's certainly not caring about the penalty for murder. Therefore, he will do whatever it takes. You, on the other hand, are constrained by morals and values, and more importantly, you have something to lose, whether it be your job, your family, your freedom, or even your reputation. That puts you at a disadvantage. Now, it's a disadvantage that I gladly accept for the freedoms that I have, but I have to understand that it is a disadvantage. Because of those things that I have to lose, I am less likely to act primal than he is. When he acts the way he does, it is in a very animalistic nature he is taking from you. We have to be prepared to meet that response and overcome it. We have that sensation, that empowerment when we leave the live fire training, as if I've actually done something, I am prepared, only to have that information and the skill level slowly digress every day away from that live training. The Sheepdog Society is constantly giving you that information back and more. You're a couple weeks out from attending a live training class. The Sheepdog Society would be a great resource for you in order to refresh your knowledge, to go over maybe some stance and some grip techniques, maybe to download some drills and go over those at your own static range and your local community. Maybe you need to get a gear list and organize yourself better. We've got that kind of content, videos, reports, all the stuff you need to prepare your gear and yourself to do the best and get your most money's worth out of attending that live training class. That live training class is critical to your survival, and we want you to be successful and get the most out of it. When you look into the Sheepdog Society, you're going to see first and foremost that we have full-length video courses on a wide variety of topics in high-def video. The Sheepdog Society utilizes leading industry experts. They're the ones that provide us with the right content delivered in the right fashion for which would be most beneficial to you. Now, I have no idea which thumbsucker or bedwetter you're going to see on YouTube, and certainly have no way to validate the content and its accuracy. They could have just got home from the plumbing store and decided they want to shoot a gun video. So I can't tell you that the information is incorrect, but I also can't tell you that it's correct. The information on the Sheepdog Society, it's coming from industry leading experts for which you can go and Google yourself and see what I'm talking about. It's on Mondays. You know, you're getting up and ready to start your day. You're having to hit that coffee and get yourself motivated to head out for the week and do what society demands that you do. We give you what's called the Monday mindset. This is where we take some time and we really focus on you and how to prepare your mind to tackle not only the daily events that you're going to happen to run into and, you know, the family things that you're going to have, but also to help you get your mind right should you have to encounter a deadly encounter and prepare to tackle the events of society, family, and your personal needs. It's all about you, and we'll get your mind right, because once your mind is right, not only can you take care of yourself, but you can help others. Now, we've got another feature in there called Shop Talk. Now, here on Thursdays, we're going to hit you with a video that is going to go into almost like a locker room environment where we're in a gun shop and we're talking about pieces and parts and gear and all these Gucci elements that you could be buying to enhance your firearm, maybe your safety, maybe your personal skill level. And we kind of get raw in those videos where we just get down and dirty, tell you the truth, what we think, what we like, what we don't, and give you an opportunity to kind of go in depth on a real level about gear. And that's called Shop Talk. We also have a bunch of special reports that are in there, and they're full color PDFs that you can download on very specific topics. These are topics that we have found that people have asked multiple questions about, wanting very detailed information. We put them together in a report so that you can access it and read it at your own leisure. And if you're like me, when you're reading something, you're reading for what you need right then and there. You read it again, you find something, wow, I didn't know that was in there, because I wasn't focused on that. I wanted to get the answer that I needed. Kind of like when you go to a live training class, when you get that information on the range or how to do that certain technique or skill, but then there were so many other things that you wanted to ask, so many other things you wanted to try, but now the class is over. These special reports go in depth in very specific areas and help continue your education and knowledge, not only in order to use the gear, but to make a good decision should you want to buy that gear or recommend to your family or friends. One of the very special aspects of the Sheepdog Society is that we have a forum. Now, I know there's a lot of forums out there, and well, they can get kind of nasty. The thing with our Sheepdog Society is that we are like-minded patriots, and when you enter that forum, we embrace self-respecting, patriotic Second Amendment supporters who are hell-bent on protecting themselves and their family members. Those like-minded patriots are there to use as your personal resource, to ask questions and information, tips and tricks as well, and to converse and hopefully gain motivation and inspiration. And unlike many forums, ours takes on a social profile. If you're familiar with your Facebook profile or interface, we have something very similar to that where you can post questions and pictures and converse with people, send messages. It's very user-friendly and it allows you to easily engage with other Sheepdog Society members, and we're pretty proud of that. Within the Sheepdog Society, we are growing missionaries of liberty. Knowledge is precious. Knowledge is power. That information that you have right now, the information that you will have once you're inside the Sheepdog Society, that information we want to empower you to take back to your community, to your family and friends, to your local gun range, to your immediate close family members, those buddies you have, and spread the word. The more people that we can bring into this community, the more people we can embrace into this community, the stronger we'll be in preserving our liberty. All right, so if you're sitting there thinking, why should I do this? I attend a couple classes a year, I'm good to go, and I've got a great set of YouTube subscriptions that I watch, and I think I'm good. I'll tell you this, the Sheepdog Society is an absolute must. That time that you have between training iterations is critical. When you come off the range and you're full of information and you're full of that vigor and energy, this is the time that you have to go in and see how that information is applied in different contexts. See, here's the thing. We all know that fire's hot, right? But as a kid, Mama would say, don't touch the iron. Well, why not? Because it's hot and it will burn you. Well, I thought fire was hot. You touch the iron and you got burned. Later on in life, as we become adults, we understand that, fire is hot, but hot could be a lot of things. And hot is not what I want to touch. It could be a hot iron, a hot engine, a hot toaster, a hot campfire. Oh, is that fire again? Absolutely. It all circles. But the thing that differs from a live training class and the Sheepdog Society is how content is applied. There are a lot of different scenarios and situations that you may find yourself in where you would be able to utilize the knowledge that you currently have but don't know how to apply it because you haven't heard it talked about in that situation, that scenario. That's why it's a community. That's why we're there, is to show you different ways that you can already apply information that you have. And then on top of that, to give you new information and show you a wide variety of ways that you can show other people how to use it as well. The information is critical to gain in between your training classes. See, in your training classes, you're getting skill and you're perfecting that ability. And of course, you're high-fiving each other when you make small holes in paper targets, and that's awesome. But the two-way range, the gunfight you may find yourself in, doesn't have left and right range limits, and it doesn't have a holster until I tell you to draw commands. It doesn't have ceasefire. It has kill or be killed, survival of the fittest. We want to make sure you survive, and we want to make sure that you have the ability and the information to tell others how to survive. Well, normally Sheepdog Society is $19.99 a month, and I need to get this information out. This Sheepdog Society is growing at an ever-expanding rate, but because of what's going on in our political environment, we are at a critical point in our country's life. We have to get as much information about liberty and freedom and how great it is, and then how to utilize that liberty, utilize that freedom, and maintain it and grow it. So we're going to offer it for $9.99 a month. That's 50% off. At $9.99 a month, that gives us just enough that we we constantly update the information, continue to get these leading industry experts to provide us relevant content that's applicable not only to you but to your family members in a way that is most effective for you not only to retain the information but then to comprehend it and apply it in a whole bunch of other contexts. And with this $9.99 a month, if you order today, we're going to lock it in for life. At $9.99 a month, that's around like 33 cents a day. You can't even buy a cup of coffee at a gas station for 33 cents anymore. Now, if you look at the live training that you're going to go to, you're probably going to spend about $500 for a 2-day class. That's not to include the ammunition, any type of machinery that you need, holsters, mag carriers, as well as transportation to and fro, whether it be gas money or a plane ticket, hotels if you have to stay there, food and accommodations, and so on and so forth. And Lord forbid you rip a good pair of pants, because then now you're $100 to get a new pair. At 33 cents a day, you're going to get to maintain all the knowledge that you currently have and grow it exponentially. And man, that's about as cheap as we can get it, because we still got to pay taxes. And now we got to pay more. Thank you, Obama. So act today. Become a member of the Sheepdog Society. Become a part of an ever-growing, ever-expanding community that is determined to make sure that we preserve not only our individual rights and liberties, but we have the information, knowledge, skill, and ability to survive should that time in our life come where we have to defend it. I hope you'll join. I hope you'll become a member of the Sheepdog Society, and come on, we're waiting on you.